Hey everybody, this is D Hunter bringing another action figure review. Today we're going to be looking at the Mezco 1/12 Cloth Soft Goods Batman Supreme Knight Shadow Edition. This was a Mezco.com Batman Day exclusive action figure. The Supreme Knight is part of a trilogy of Batman figures. Mezco made the Ascending Knight in his early years, the Sovereign Knight in his middle years, and now the Supreme Knight in his later years. This was actually already been released, the standard version, and there's a blue PX exclusive coming very soon. They snuck this one in last week on Batman Day. Batman Day, this was going to go available at 1 p.m. at Mezco.com. I was at work. I told my boss I'd buy an action figure. I need about 10 minutes if you can bear with me. Yeah, he had no problem with that. He kind of looked over my shoulder, saw me purchasing it, saw it was $95, and he was like, "What the hell are you doing? Spending $95 on an action figure?" And I told him, I'm actually going to get two of these guys. I got to show him. About 35 minutes later, it was sold out. You had to join the wait list to get him. I was very pleased to have locked mine in, as I've been late to a couple of these before. So let's check out the packaging here. At the top, 1/12 Collective Pose Play Display, Mezco.com exclusive, the gray bat symbol in the middle, Batman Supreme Knight by DC. At the top, 1/12 Pose Play Display. At one side here, Batman Supreme Knight, Batman logo. Same thing at the other side. At the bottom, there is a barcode in case that helps anybody, as well as a bunch of credits. And then in the back, you can see the Supreme Knight with his back toward you, the black and white kind of dramatic picture. So with no further ado, let's open him up. And like I said before, I did end up getting two of these figures, one of which to open and enjoy, and one to keep my complete 6 and 7 inch unopened Batman action figure collection. So here's my unopened version, taking its rightful place with the rest of my unopened figures in front of my Batman related comics. It fit it great at that spot at the bottom right. You can see it next to a bunch of the other Mezco releases over the years. So now let's go and open and unbox the other one. So here he is with the plastic sleeve still attached. Let's start the opening process. And here it is with the plastic sleeve removed. So here's the clamshell pulled out of the box. Here's the first layer of the clamshell removed, exposing all the figure's accessories. Here's the next layer removed, exposing some more accessories. And here's the third layer removed, not really exposing anything else, but you can see the cape and the stand and some other good stuff. And then, once you remove the fourth layer, you can see his cape, the stand, and what appears to be a smoke effect. My whole point to that was to show you just how elaborate Mezco's packaging is. We've got the outer box, then we've got 6 different layers of the clamshell to go through before you expose the figure and all of his accessories. Alright, now that we got this guy out of the package, here he is with all of his accessories laid out, and my god, he comes with so much cool stuff. From left to right, he's got his collector stand, he's got a baggie to keep all your extra accessories in, he's got an Equalizer here, some kind of energy weapon, his Grapple Gun here with 3 different attachments, he's got his Karambit. He's got 3 alternate bat symbols for his chest. They all connect via magnet. He's got 9 alternate hands, totaling 11 interchangeable hands. He's got 4 alternate heads, totaling 5 different heads. He's got this amazing smoke effect in the background, an alternate cape, and as I recall, that is possibly the best action figure cape I've ever handled. He's got 5 of these larger Batarangs, a bundle of them. He's got 5 of these smaller Batarangs, a bundle of them as well. A giant Batarang and a medium-sized Batarang. But before we look at the accessories, let's check out the actual figure. Here he is, the Supreme Knight Shadow Edition. Head with the short ears, some nice personality in the cowl. I see some wrinkles in the brow. Got that angry jaw. Love the texturing and the cowl, the different pieces. It looks fantastic. Everything I'm seeing looks good so far. This is his standard cape. The other one has bendy wires in it. He's got different bat symbols for his chest, utility belt, looking fantastic. Should be able to holster your grapple gun. Just really liking everything I can see. All the different texture on the suit, all the different details. This guy is amazing. Got some armor on his knees and shins. His boots, kind of Dark Knight Returns style. This whole guy is kind of based off the Dark Knight Returns look. Big, brute Batman, older, grizzled from the years of fighting, looking great. And here's a figure broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. So many options. Now, let's check out all of his accessories, and let's start off with the boring stuff. First of all, he comes with this baggie, as all the 112 figures do. This thing's a Ziploc bag. You can just put all of your extra accessories in it. Normally, I don't really care for something like this, but with a Mezco figure with this many accessories, it's nice to be able to keep them separate from your other accessories. Now let's look at his stand. It's got a nice looking base here. It's a perfect circle. It's got the Batman logo on it, all black with a gray logo. It's got one peg for the peg holes on his feet. The back, pretty basic. Then you've got this other piece that's going to attach in here, and it's going to be able to hold and mount your figure. Notice it doesn't have those huge wires sticking out to outstretch his cape. You have an alternate cape with a bendy wire inside to be able to do that. Here's his display stand, fully assembled. Of course, we've got the base here. Then we've got this post here, and it can rotate at the bottom. It's hinged at the very bottom, hinged in the middle, hinged above that, and then it can rotate at the top, and it has a sort of clamp to hold your figure. You can get him into some cool flight poses or kicking poses. This thing seems to be better at keeping him above the ground, as it's so tall. Now let's check out his hands. He's got a total of 11 of them. Here he is with his first hand. This is his only single hand that doesn't have a pair. His right hand here, it's a gripping hand. It's got one finger extended. I'm going to assume that's for his grapnel launcher. Here he is with his second pair of hands. These are his fists. And then we've got his two sort of relaxed hands. These are open and extended. They could probably look good for just after he had released throwing a Batarang. These would look good for him typing at the back computer. Maybe if he's kneeling down, picking up some evidence, or just having his hands relaxed at his sides. Here's his next pair of hands. I'm not sure if I'd exactly call these gripping hands. If they are gripping hands, they're intended to hold something fairly large. Then his next pair of hands, another set of gripping hands. These have a very small grip. They're going to hold stuff like his Batarangs. And then his final pair of hands. These are his standard traditional gripping hands. They're probably going to allow you to hold his Karambit or his cannon, probably his Grapple Gun as well. Now let's look at his heads. He's got 5 different heads. He's got the short-eared cow on the left, a sort of regular face, and then an angry face. He's got the unmasked older Bruce Wayne in the center. Then he's got the same couple heads on the right with longer ears, a regular looking face, and an angry one. Here's his regular head. This is the one that he came with in the package. Kind of got a frown on him, but nowhere near as angry as the other one. I personally think I like these shorter eared cows a little better on this guy. Kind of reminds me of Dark Knight Returns, Batman vs Superman. Looks like that bruiser, big, bulky, older, grizzled Batman. And the heads do connect normally through the neck. You can pop that off. But then you can also remove this sort of neck piece if you wanted to swap out the capes. There's a very strong magnet in here. Pretty cool. And here's the angrier version of the short-eared cowl. Just matches the stylist figure. Older Dark Knight Returns Batman. He's pissed. Here's the Bruce Wayne head. Looking very nice. I like his hair, kind of gray, kind of peppered, speckled in there. Just everything about this figure is on point so far. And here's the long-eared version of his cowl. You can see the personality in the brow there. It is definitely the exact same mold as the short-eared version, except the ears are different. And here's his angry version of the long-eared cowl. I will say his teeth are exposed, but this guy almost looks like he's smiling, like he's enjoying what he's doing, being Batman, beating criminals a little too much. And I had a lot of requests for this when doing the standard Supreme Knight Batman. Here's this Supreme Knight Batman with the Sovereign Knight Batman's head attached. And here with another longer-eared Sovereign Knight Batman head. Now let's check out the different bat symbols that will attach to his chest. I think it's pretty cool. They gave you some different variety of options for display purposes here. But it's a little bit late. It would have been nice if the Ascending Knight, Sovereign Knight, or at least the other Supreme Knight Batman had this as well. It's just one thing to separate him from the other Batman figures. More customability. As you can see on the back here, there are some magnets to attach it to his chest. It's got a little bit more of a classic look here than the Dark Knight Returns look. And then a wider, thinner bat symbol. Here he is with his first bat symbol. This is a little bit more of a traditional with the oval around. Here he is with his wider bat symbol. This is a Dark Knight Returns looking bat symbol. I want to say this is going to be my bat symbol of choice for this figure, but the black on black, can't quite tell what's going on as much as I'd like. Does look pretty nice on there though. Then his third bat symbol. This is also black on black, a little bit thinner, probably my least favorite of the three. And as I reattached the one that I'm going to use as my default bat symbol for this figure, I wanted to point out he's got a lot of detailed weathering, damage, bullet shots on that thing. It's always been Batman's sort of trick. Put a big bat symbol on there. Looks like a target, and his armor is strongest on the bat symbol. Here's his grapnel launcher. It's got the handle at the bottom. It's got black, gray, and silver throughout. It's got a hole in the front where you can add the attachments. This thing looks very nice. Here he is holding his grapnel launcher. His larger gripping hands are perfect for holding these accessories. Looks pretty nice. Here's his first attachment into his grapple gun. We've got the hooks still back. And here he is with the next attachment on the grapple gun. His grapnel here has the hooks sort of outward, like it's getting ready to launch. Here he is with the last grapple attachment. This is when the line has been launched. As you can see, we've got a line wrapped up and the hook at the top. Pretty cool. And when it's not in use, he can holster his grapnel launcher on the back of his utility belt. I'm a big sucker for weapons that can be holstered or stowed away. And you can just simply reach his hand back there and pull it out. Here's his Equalizer. I'm not exactly sure what an Equalizer does. Some kind of energy weapon. Got a really nice handle there. The trigger area, a lot of black and gray. You can see the barrel there, looking pretty good. Very pleased with another weapon for the Bat Armory. Here he is holding his Equalizer. It looks fantastic. He can hold this thing with either one hand or with two hands, the left hand supporting the barrel. Here's his Karambit. This is a martial arts type blade. This thing has some pretty nice detail on the blade. You can see it's got some silver, it's got some gray. The handle looks pretty nice as well. And one cool thing about this, it can actually sort of come apart and then fold over like so. And here he is holding his Karambit. Now let's check out his Batarangs. These are the two larger ones. They're both pretty nice. You can see a good amount of sculpting detail. Got the black and the silver colors, the sort of Batman symbol shape. And then this larger one, it looks even better. Ton of sculpting and different layers all across this thing. They both look different, but they both look really good. Here he is holding the first of those two Batarangs. And here he is holding the larger Batarang. And then we've got even more Batarangs. These are smaller than the last ones, but the last ones were definitely oversized. You've got 5 of the individual Batarangs. Then you've got a bundle of 3. Here he is holding a single one of those Batarangs. He can hold 3 of them between his fingertips, Dark Knight Returns style. Or he can hold all 3 in a bundle like this. And now let's check out even more Batarangs he comes with. These are some black, smaller Batarangs. He has 5 of the singles, and then a bundle of 3 together. Here he is holding a single Batarang. He can also hold these Batarangs in his fingertips. And here he is holding the bundle of 3. Now let's check out his capes. Here he is wearing his standard cape that came with in the package. This one doesn't have any bendy wire in it. The material on the outside looks almost like leather compared to the material on the inside, a little bit different. This cape can outstretch and get absolutely huge. It looks very nice. You can sort of drape it over his shoulder like so, with a little fold so you can see his chest. And then if you want to remove his head and his neck piece, there's a pretty strong magnet inside of here and here. You could change the way the cape is draped over him, cover up his entire body, then reattach his neck and his head. Then it would look like so. In turn, you could also push it quite a bit further back and do the same thing. And it would look about like so. And he does have a second cape, and this is one of the best Batman capes I've ever handled. This thing has a bendy wire inside. You can see how it's going to attach with the cowl. Simply remove his neck, remove the cape, put the new cape on, and then you'll want to attach the head. Here he is with his other cape. This is about the way I like to drape it over him. Bent the wire so you can see his chest and shoulders. Overall, it looks very nice. We do have a bendy wire on both sides, as well as a third one in the back. This skin can stretch out just as far as the other one, and it can actually hold its poses like that. Here's his cape outstretched. It can sure do a lot, and those bendy wires do a great job holding its pose. Here he is with his cape outstretched in a gliding or kicking pose. Cape very impressive. Actually has 5 bendy wires in it and can hold its shape very nicely. And here's his final accessory, possibly my favorite that he comes with. I don't believe we've gotten anything like this from any Batman figure before. This is a sort of smoke effect. He drops a smoke bomb. Here's an actual cloud of smoke that he can escape away in. This thing is kind of basic. It's hollow, it's plastic, but it's just so cool. Here's Batman getting ready to drop a smoke pellet, and then it hits the ground and starts to create some smoke until there's a cloud of smoke so big Batman can hide inside of it. And if you're curious which accessories were different from the standard Supreme Knight Batman release, the standard Batman's accessories are on the top and the Shadow Supreme Knight are on the bottom. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and all of his accessories, now let's check out his height. From bottom to top, this guy's sitting at about 6.5 inches tall, which is going to translate to about 16.5 centimeters. And now let's check out his articulation. Starting with his head here, can rotate around from side to side, can look down about that much, up about that far, pretty nice. Shoulders on our ball joint, they can go out about 90 degrees, up, down, around, all that good stuff. I think he has a butterfly joint there as well. You can see his shoulder kind of going in and out. He's got a bicep cut below that. Double jointed elbows, they can go in about this far, a little bit obstructed from his gauntlet here. Does have sort of a cut here. I don't think there's actual articulation, but the accessory can move. Wrist on a ball joint here can rotate around, and it's going to be hinged as well. He's got a ball joint in his chest area, can rotate from side to side, can also go in and out. He's got another ball joint down here behind his belt. He can also rotate around and go forward and back, giving him a pretty nice range of motion in his torso there. Legs on ball joints, they can completely do the splits, pretty nice. And his costume is stretchy, doesn't feel like it's going to tear or anything. And then go forward, about that far. Back, not too much. They can swivel at the thigh, which is pretty nice. Double jointed knees, and go back about that far. He's got kind of a boot cup, I believe it's just the attachment moving. And then his foot goes up and down, can rotate around, then it can tilt just a hair. Here he is at the back computer, sitting down, typing away. Here he is doing some research in the Batcave. Here he is gliding through the city, getting ready to kick somebody. Here he is perched onto a gargoyle, looking down at the city. Here he is on top of a GCPD SWAT van, getting ready for some action. Now, let's check him out compared with some other action figures, starting off with some other Mezco figures. Here he is next to the standard version of the Supreme Knight Batman. I can't wait to get the PX exclusive blue and gray version. Here he is next to the black versions of all three of the trilogy Batmans. We've got the Ascending Knight Batman, then the Sovereign Knight Batman, and then the Supreme Knight Batman. Here he is next to all three different versions of the Ascending Knight Batman. Then, next to all four versions of the Sovereign Knight Batman. And here he is next to all four different versions of the DC Cinematic Universe Ben Affleck as Batman Mezco Batman figures. And here he is next to the four different versions of the Dark Knight Returns Batman that I have. And here he is next to my entire collection of Mezco 1/12 cloth soft goods action figures. And a slightly better, more aerial view of my entire Mezco collection. Next, let's check him out compared with some action figures from different various companies to see how he fits in both scale and style wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix him with. And the fact that these guys are made of cloth, they don't fit in that great with other action figure lines. I'm going to start my comparisons with larger action figure lines and work my way smaller. And I'm going to include as many Batman figures with as many lines as I can. Here he is with some DST or Diamond Select toys. And here he is with some McFarlane Batman figures. Then, next to some DC Direct and DC Collectibles Batman figures. And here he is next to some NECA Batman figures. Then, next to some Mattel wrestling figures. And here with some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse Batman figures. Then, with some Mafex Batman figures. Now, here he is next to some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here he is next to some SH Figure Arts Batman figures. And finally, here he is next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, this is a fantastic Batman figure, and what really makes him is the accessories. He comes with so much cool stuff. This guy's articulation is pretty nice. His suit stretches well. I don't have any concerns about it ripping or being stretched beyond the limits. His paint job is excellent, but the accessories are just out of this world. If I were to rate this Batman figure, I would give him a solid 9 out of 10, and that is a very high rating in my book. It seems like once every few years you get a Batman figure like this. This guy is definitely going to go into my top 5 Batman figures, and that is quite a bold statement. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.